Elden Ring. I've been playing this game for 362 hours plus. Embarrassingly, here are 6 things I completely overlooked for the entire playthrough of the game, if not most of the game. The first thing I completely overlooked for the entire playthrough of the game is I like to use a bow. Having the bow equipped in my left hand, however, eliminated my ability to use the L1 magic attack of my Bloodhound's Fang. If I hit L1, suddenly he's holding the bow, and suddenly I'm getting destroyed by a dragon that I'm trying to hit with a sword. That's not cool, man. I had no idea, stupidly, that I could actually just put the bow away and not worry about losing my L1 attack or getting killed for accidentally hitting the left bumper or left trigger. So yeah, very embarrassing. All I had to do was put the bow away, and I never had to worry about that. Incidentally, I knew you could put your sword away because I accidentally put my sword away many times in a close-range battle, only to be punching a dragon unwittingly. I'm sure somebody else has done that, but I digress. That brings me to the second thing I completely forgot for the entire playthrough of the game. I like to also use the claw-marked seal. However, I would waste so much time switching between the bow and the glintstone staff at the beginning and later on the claw-marked seal. Basically, what I didn't realize until after I finished the game is that for a very long time my stamina was high enough I could have handled 2 weapons in my left hand and just re-equipped the second one very quickly and conveniently. I did not realize I could put 2 armaments in my left hand. They would not affect my ability to roll because my stamina was well high enough. That's all you had to do to pull out the bow and then put this back. So that brings me to the third thing that I overlooked for the entire game. For the entire playthrough of Elden Ring, my favorite sword was the Bloodhound's Fang, and I had no idea until somebody mentioned it on YouTube that there was a second magic attack with this sword. Totally embarrassing, but I had no idea that after the L1 attack, if you follow up with R1, you get a second magic attack. L1, hit R1. That is beautiful. I did not use that once for the entire playthrough, embarrassingly enough, and that would have made it even more fun, so let's try it out. Of course, you're going to go through a lot more magic FP if you use both these attacks consecutively. L1, R1. Dodge, dodge. L1. Ooh. L1. Oh shit, this guy's tough. Let's try it again. L1, R1. L1, R1. Very cool attack. Can't believe I didn't use that the whole time. Okay, let's get him. The harder they fall, the harder they fall. So there it is. That's the third thing I completely overlooked for the entire playthrough. Probably the most important one for me, actually. I just can't believe my favorite sword had a second attack that I never used. Another super amateur thing that I overlooked for the entire playthrough of this game. Sometimes in battle, Shadowfax, the horse, gets injured or killed, and I would waste potions reviving my horse. What I had no idea I could do is simply, to make it easy, place some Roa berries on my y-axis so I could quickly rejuvenate my horse. See if these guys do some damage to Shadowfax here. It's not awake yet. There you go. Oh, Shadowfax is getting hurt. Now, if I get on Shadowfax now, get away from him. In the middle of a battle, if Shadowfax is getting hurt, I just gotta give him some Roa berries. Do it again. Of course, there's those high-octane Roa berries. They're much more effective. And saves the hassle of having to give him a potion later and revive him. So, yes, for the entire playthrough, I never used Roa berries to rejuvenate my horse, which is pretty embarrassing as well. Okay, that brings me to the fifth thing I completely overlooked for most of the game. I actually did figure this out 3/4 of the way through the game, but I embarrassingly did not know for most of the game that holy damage is an extremely valuable tool when fighting the undead, as many of people might already know. When you kill these guys, they just get back up, and you gotta go hit them on the ground while you're trying to fight other guys, and they're shooting at you. That could be a very distracting thing. Simply put, little holy damage. All I had to do is put a little holy damage on, and what dies for good. And that saves you a lot of hassle dealing with the undead monsters when they're trying to shoot at you from all directions. I don't have to keep looking at that guy after he's down. That was a pretty huge oversight on my part, and very embarrassing indeed. So the sixth thing I completely overlooked for most of the game, I did figure it out eventually, was spirit tuning. I would wonder, what the heck is spirit tuning? Obviously, I would talk to this lady here at the round table hold and wonder what the heck she was talking about, until I realized that's what all these grave and ghost gloveworts are for, powering up your spirit summons. Incidentally, I ended up going with powering up my Mimic's Tear to +10, and also my Banished Knight Oleg to +10. Those are my two go-tos. Mimic's Tear is the shit, though. So there you have it. 6 things I completely overlooked for the entire playthrough of the game, if not most of the playthrough of the game. After 362 something hours, there's still more to learn. I'm gonna have to do this again.